All right, welcome everyone to week 8 of Collab Lab. And I'm very excited to be here. Excited to see what you have came up with.
I'm just refreshing the deployed site and nothing is showing up. And so I'm going to see if we need to run it locally. Unless, is anyone else able to get it on this?
You can try incognito too. Sometimes it works better.
It's working for me, but not the push that we did 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
30 minutes ago. That's what we meant. Yeah.
But
Here it is. Okay. Oh, and it looks so
do you
great.
want me to try it, Sarah? Or
I got it. We're good.
oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't hear.
Okay. Get ready. Looks so good.
Sorry, my headphones not working.
And I'm going to share it on just regular browser version unless anyone wants me to switch it to the mobile view, but I think this works. So I'm happy to walk us through if the rest of the team wants to jump in with some of the changes that were made. We have some pun masters on the team, which is great. So I recommend reading this. So need to buy. Get a bread start on your shopping as the app learns your buying habits. When it comes to remembering what you're likely to need to buy next, need to buy is second to none. All right. So we're going to join my test list. And oh shoot, I should probably actually gonna exit the list.
Should we do the learn more first?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go back to do. Do you want to walk us through that, Michelle?
Oh yeah, sure.
We just have to refresh when new pages are being rendered, and that's something we'll have to figure out. Yeah. Post today.
Okay, so our we wanted to include an onboarding in case people wanted to know more about how to use the app, because we already have the summary and this is like more detail. So we just implemented a bootstrap modal for that, which was pretty straightforward. And we ran through a list of instructions to put it in our modal.
It's a great idea. No one's ever done that before.
And then we also, you can see the nav bar does not show up on this homepage.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
For the or for the shopping list view, can we go into ASTM? I don't know if you have it on yours. ASTM band rung. Thank you.
Like that?
It just has our edge cases in it. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, of course. So here on our list page, the nav bar pops up, and then when the screen gets smaller, it turns into the hamburger navigation. Let's see. So we added a feature where you can copy the name of the list, and I'm just going to put it here. So that works. And if there's no matching item found, you get some confused bread. And then we added an option to navigate to the add items page from right here. Anything else?
Yeah. So when we created this oven, we added a flex wrap, so that way if there's really long item names, as you see scrolling down, there's a overflow hidden, that way it doesn't extend past the div. And then for items with a combination of words that are really long, it just wraps it and pushes it down, as you see there. So it works for those edge cases at least. And we did add the add item button today because we noticed that if you are in the mobile view and you're looking at your list that has maybe one item in it, we wanted the users to be able to have an add item button as opposed to the only option being clicking into your nav bar toggle and then clicking add items from there. But yeah, and we did fix the refresh doesn't happen when you hit enter on search items. And search items only appears if you have more than one item. Otherwise, yeah, that's what we have for our list page. I think if you go back, Sarah, and maybe create a new list, you'll see the view of what our oven looks like if you have an empty list, which is the only view I think we haven't shown.
Okay, create a new list.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
More puns.
Yes.
And
And
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, feel free to show the add item styling that you worked on.
Sure.
Oh, and the confirm box too.
Oh, and maybe Randall, if you want to talk about the delete confirm, yeah.
Okay.
But
So this is the add item page. Fairly straightforward. You can put in the item name here and decide how soon you want to purchase it. So let's say we're gonna buy croissants soon. And then it was added to the list. What else do we want to buy? Bagels probably, but kind of soon.
Definitely apple butter,
Lots of butter.
cream cheese.
Perfect. Cream cheese. Yum. Oh, soon. Okay. And then just like some of the cute details, and this is credit to others on the team, but the bread slices indicate how soon as well. So you need to buy a new loaf of bread when there's only one left. But if you have a bunch of slices left, you don't necessarily need bread. So I just thought that was genius. So we'll go back to the list view. And our items showed up. And the other cool thing is that the level of baked of the baguettes indicates how soon you need to buy them. And so they show up as burned when it's overdue, which I think is also great. So check off, we buy croissants, check off apple butter, and then let's say we don't want bagels. So delete. And Randall redesigned the confirm window to match a little bit better with the app. So yes, we're going to delete bagels, and bagels are gone. Anything else from the team?
Yeah, so just some things for accessibility. So on the trash icon, there's obviously no text, so we added an ARIA label on those, as well as on the copy icon, and I think on the modal as well. I think it has a closed modal ARIA label on that. So I originally went crazy and ARIA labeling everything, and then realized no, just the things that a user or screen reader couldn't pick up. I went, oh, so thanks to ChatGPT for checking me on that one. It's like, what are you doing? Too much. But I think that's just essentially it.
I have something to add too once you're done,
Yeah.
Randall. But awesome job, by the way.
Actually, ooh, on our recent push, I don't see it there. Is it there?
Yeah, see if this is the most updated one.
Okay, so you know what, we were merging and there might have been a conflict, so if I have to, I'll go back and add it. But there was a label on the trash, copy, clipboard, all that. So I'll make sure that's there if it didn't get on this last merge.
There was an issue that Ashel caught, which I don't know if you want to talk about it, Ashel. Regarding
the most recent one,
yeah,
like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were having trouble because this app is also mobile friendly. So we were working with SVG, which worked fine in the DevTools preview of the mobile devices in Chrome. The SVG worked fine there, but when I checked our actual app in my phone and my iPad, the SVGs weren't being very responsive. If I'm scrolling on and touching the screen, SVGs would all disappear. And so we figured that we were putting on-click events on the actual SVG items themselves, which were the issue. So what we did was we wrapped each SGV files that had an on-click event on them with a button element, and the on-click event would then be attached to that button element, which solved the problem. So I think it was really nice because we really want this to be also mobile friendly app for people that are checking it on their phones.
I may not be getting those latest updates in what I have here.
It might have been a merge thing that happened. It may have refreshed the changes or the manual overrides to the merge conflicts, but we can add those, I think, in a separate issue. I think they want to see the mobile view, Sarah, as well. But yeah, on SVGs though, thank you, Matt, for pointing that out. We had a small crisis the day before, like yesterday, when we discovered that our SVGs, although we're loading in localhost, weren't displaying in development. And I had to do some research, but eventually we were able to edit the Vite.js file so that it can accommodate SVGs as React components. And so they are React component SVGs. And in order for them to be manipulatable, I don't know if that's a word, their height and width had to be turned to 100%, and whatever div container they were in would adjust their sizing accordingly. And also shout out to Shell, because I learned a lot about media queries yesterday as well, as she was showing me how to make different display widths work for our oven sizing and styling. So it is very responsive, and a lot of that is thanks to a Shell. Yeah.
Is this fine for the mobile view, or is there a different way that you all would like to see it?
Yeah, this is great. I was just curious, like what it looks like, because I know y'all were thinking mobile first when you were styling. So yeah.
We'll go through the different views.
You'll have to refresh, I think, every time you go back to home.
Okay. Right. So the more and more looks like that. Oops.
Oh yeah, and the hot toast notifications, they've been used throughout.
Yep. Items. And happy customer.
Search bar, huh?
The search bar is missing on mobile?
Might have been an empty list.
Oh yeah, if you have only one item, the search bar won't appear. We've manually added a function so that the search bar functionally works with at least more than one item or for multiple items. So yeah, that's intentional.
Yeah. But everything loaded and all the images and everything looks perfect.
Awesome. Any final things anyone wants to see? Questions?
It looks great. Great job. I really like just like the feedback that you get as a user. Like you're adding stuff, it's very clearly telling you that stuff. There's lots of projects I've seen, and maybe mostly early in the project where you add something and there's no feedback and like, did that work? And you have to go back to the list and see it's there and all that kind of stuff. Like this one, it just seemed really clear like what the state of things was as you moved around the app. And it's just so cute too, the whole design and the puns. I love it. It's really creative and original.
Yeah, I want to shout all of you out because sorry, I know that styling an app and thinking about design and all that in the last couple of weeks is like it's a lot to take on. And y'all were very ambitious with it and just absolutely crushed it. So I mean, it looks great. Yeah, really, really happy for y'all and congratulations. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also want to build on that. It is so impressive on how much you were able to accomplish. And what I like the most is your attention to the details, like how you thought about every little thing and how cute the app turned out and how much work you put in and how you got together as a team. And like, I just really enjoyed the process and watching you coming up with this amazing product.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I can add to those things is that, the fact that you were as ambitious as you were in those last 2 weeks and you planned your approach, but then you also all took a great way of dividing things up and making sure that you weren't going to bite off too much at one time and, just keep it moving and keep moving forward. And I think y'all did an excellent job of that. And y'all have worked on some problems that are not trivial. Some of it was on accident, some of it was intentional, but y'all did excellent, and y'all have tackled all those problems, head on, but like in a smart way. It's, when you figured out that something was going to be maybe not worth the effort, you said, well, let's put that at the back, and we'll get to that when we can. And I thought it was great.
I just want to give a huge shout out to my team. React is not my favorite thing, and I'm really not great at it. But everyone's been super supportive, and I think I've learned way more than I did in my boot camp. Just really feeling more familiar and less afraid of it. So thank you for all the support to all you guys. I learned a ton, and to the mentors, man, you guys were outstanding. Like as a person who taught 15 years, like no one ever gave me the water to drink. You led me there, and like figure it out, buddy. And so I wish I did more of that in my 15 years of doing that. So really appreciate how I've grown as a result of that structure and support. So thank you all. You've been amazing.
So good to hear. I'm curious, as you shifted from, the first 6 weeks of the project is like you're kind of told what to do and there's very clear acceptance criteria. And then there's like this shift to where you have to figure out how to project manage yourselves. Like, what was that like? It sounds like you did it really well. You made some good decisions, but are there things you learned along the way, or how did that go? Alex, I saw that kind of reaction when I first said that. So right.
I was laughing because I was laughing at remembering how much like I spam the group chat a lot. And I appreciated like everyone was also very open to like because a lot of us last night were like up late, and I just appreciate everyone's energy throughout this cohort. Like I know like I go 110%, but everyone else was meeting me there, and it was just amazing. And we had some like Eshel brought us like this Kanban like project manager on Monday. And we also from our past boot camps, like we had been using like a timeline and like a user story like system that like allowed us to kind of project what we want to happen in the future. And in using Figma, by being really specific there, we were able to pretty much know, okay, this is what we want on this page and this is what we want on that page. So there was no question as to what needed to happen on that page. It was already on Figma.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Alex, for leading the charge on that. You really helped, and I think all of you brought tools that was like, oh, we can use this too. And so, like the amount of tools we use to build something, I get it why people are paid to do this because it's a lot to keep track of and coordinate that most folks just don't have the patience for. And yeah, Andrew, you picked up on a really good thing. I'm used to, all right, what's our issue? What are we doing? And then wait, what do we want to do? It was definitely a transition and thinking of, oh, we just take it on. And I think my partners, they were amazing at just picking something up and running with it. So I went, oh, okay, we can do that. All right, I'll jump on that too then. So Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if the project was
Anyone
even
would
like
look at
12 weeks later long or something, we would maybe have a week or two where we transition to you taking over more responsibility. But like, you know, there's kind of the 6 weeks and then the 2 weeks that are just, they're very different. But sounds like you all handled it great and brought your kind of like past experiences to it too, which sounds like it really benefited the team. So nice work. I'm gonna drop and let you all do your final retro and stuff. But again, great work. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn and things, make sure we do that. You know, as you're kind of going through your job searches and all that kind of stuff, you know, if you you know, I've seen you in action just a little bit at least. Like I could at least, you know, if I were writing a recommendation for you or something, I could kind of cite this demo or something as, you know, and you know, to ask your mentors for feedback on you and that kind of thing. So I'm happy to, you know, put you in contact with anybody in my network. I'm happy to, you know, write a recommendation for you. You know, whatever you need to kind of help you get established and stuff. So, thank you for kind of trusting us with your time and great work. Yeah, really impressed.
Thank you so much for making this happen. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. All right, cool. See you.
Bye.
Andrew.